Natural person or company structure. In Belgium, there are several ways to be self-employed. In previous videos, we went through the different types of independent statuses that you could adopt. Part-time, full-time, student, or even assistant spouse. But you can also be self-employed within a company structure, even if you're just one person. In this video, we'd like to illustrate the difference between being a natural person or being a one-person company. Let's jump right into it. The main difference is that as a natural person, you will be selling your services directly to your client. Whereas in a company structure, the company sells its services to clients and pays its manager a compensation for the work. First, let's talk about the setup costs. You can set up a self-employed natural person activity for less than 200 euros. We went over that in a previous video. A company structure, on the other hand, takes a bit more budget. First, you have to create a business plan to prove the feasibility of your business, and you have to go through notary acts that can't be avoided. In addition to that, you have to start your company by injecting an initial capital according to your business plan. So starting a company can cost you between 3,000 and 10,000 euros and even more. Getting paid. As a natural person, all the benefits generated by your activity are considered as income. If at the end of a year you've invoiced 70,000 euros, for example, and your professional costs were 20,000 euros, then your personal income for that year will be considered 50,000 euros. And that's what you will be taxed on. In a company structure, however, there are several ways to compensate the company director, including a salary, but also dividends, royalties, or pension and insurances. And they are all taxed differently. Not all of the benefits generated by the company are considered as personal income. The director can fiscally optimize his or her compensation with a mix of these different tools. You can also leave money in the company that can be used for future investments, for example. Accounting costs are also a decisive factor. If you are a natural person, accounting costs can be very little. If you use Accountable, for example, your whole yearly accounting will cost you 120 euros. In a company structure, you can of course keep using Accountable to keep an eye on your finances and manage your invoices, but your accounts must legally be checked by an accountant and published once a year. And that involves additional costs, usually north of 2,000 euros a year. Lastly, let's talk about responsibility. In the event of a bankruptcy, the natural person is solely responsible for his or her debts. Creditors will be able to access your private assets in order to repay their debts. In a company structure, however, as long as the bankruptcy is not intentional, is not a fruit of mismanagement, your private assets are out of risk. So when it comes to which form is best for you, I'm afraid that there is no single answer. It all depends on the amount of responsibility that you're taking on, the initial investment that your business needs, and the amount of revenue that you will be billing every year. What we can tell you, however, is given the costs of setting up a company, under 50,000 euros a year, it is generally accepted that you are better off as a natural person. If your revenue is above 100,000 euros a year, a company structure will give you access to more benefits and will allow you to best optimize your taxes. For everything in between, it's best to take it up to a professional accountant who will give you the best choice in your particular situation. On our website, you can hire a professional accountant to answer questions like these and anything that has to do with tax advisory. We dropped the link down there. Thanks for sticking around and see you in the next video.